All right, Max. So to start off, I wanted to get a little bit about your process for writing your raps for your entrances. How long does it take you after you find out your opponent to write something?
Well, the process starts early in the week. I try and keep an eye on what's happening in the news. What are the big stories? For example, this week, the stock market is crashing pretty bad and there's a baby formula shortage. So I kind of keep those in mind. If I can think of any lines throughout the week, I'll keep those in the maybes. I never know who I'm going to wrestle most of the time until the day of, maybe probably just a couple hours before. So then it's time to work quick. I usually bounce stuff off of Anthony Bowens. He's always, a good way to tell if something is funny, if something is relevant. If he gets it, then everybody else will get it, I think. And then, it's just being able to write and be clever and have fun with it, while also destroying the people in the ring and destroying their lives.
I read that you have like a document for the entire roster, basically, so that you're not caught off guard, so to speak. Like, are you constantly kind of updating that and like thinking of new stuff to target people?
Yeah, that document gets updated every so often. If I think of something, or if one of the guys does something, or he looks like someone, or we're just joking around and he say, "Oh, this guy kind of reminds me of this," I can go, "Oh, hold on, let me write that down." And so when it is time to wrestle them, I'll always have that in my back pocket. I go, "Oh, that's right. We thought of this like 3 months ago. Let me hit them with this." And, they'll never see it coming.
Nice, nice. Now, you're talking about how, you've only got a few hours, at times. Has there ever been moments where like you're at, basically leading right out to your entrance and you were like still working on it and still coming up with an idea?
Yeah, very rarely that'll happen. And that's scary, because not only do I want to know exactly what I'm going to say, but I want to know what I'm going to say is absolutely perfect, the best it can be. And so if I'm ever in a situation where, there's not any good news stories, or all the news is a little bit sensitive, I struggle to figure something out. I go, well, I need the one line that's going to set it off properly, or the one line that's going to bring it home and get that huge pop at the end. If I don't have that, like, those two things are the most important things in the rap, is the first line and the last line. The middle two are good, but you have to set it off properly and send them home properly. So, there have been times where I'm not fully confident in it, but more times than not, me and Anthony are like, yeah, this is the one. This is the one. The one that we did against Samoa Joe was, we were discussing for a long time, like, man, I want to say that he uses his towel because he masturbates a lot. And I go, well, how do I say that to put it on the TBS network? And we figured it out. Oh, they just started playing music in here, like I thought they might. So let me find a place outside this room.
All good.
Hold on one sec. Let's see. It's going to be a real fun edit when I'm in a totally different place. Yeah, you know what? I'll just sit on the concessions over here. What are they going to do to me? All right. I'm back. Hello.
All right. So, just kind of getting a little bit of like your history with rap. When did you, start kind of rhyme? Were you kind of, doing rhymes as a kid? What was it like, growing up for you?
I would say I started rapping, or trying to rap, in high school. We had a computer. We had a real crappy microphone in the kitchen of my house, and my friends would come over and we'd download instrumentals and we'd try and rap over them. And, we didn't know what we were doing. It was no good. Some of those recordings exist that I'll never listen to. And I hope no one ever hears them. But that's where it starts, right? It's just trying it out. And, some people stick with it. A lot of people don't. And I don't know what it was with me that made me drawn to making music. Yeah, same thing. I learned how to make beats the same way, where we had a computer and I go, well, we have all these instrumentals other people made. What if I make instrumentals? And then I started researching that, how to loop things, how to sequence drums and what programs to use and what's Fruity Loops and what's this and what's that. And, it turned into this, and I developed that skill on my own on how to edit audio, how to record myself. I still do all these things myself to this day for all the songs we put out. And, that's helped me streamline my career right now to, making these things without pretty much anyone's help.
Right. Now, as you started as a wrestler, did you have any, I guess, reticence at all, like that, I don't want to make the rapping part of my character? Or was that always something that you were excited to kind of blend together?
Yeah, when I started wrestling, I didn't really want to be a rapper as a wrestler because it had been done. I felt like it was a little stereotypical. I'm from Long Island, and there's not a ton of black wrestlers, so I don't want people to see me a certain way, and it's tough. But I realize that it's a huge talent and a huge leg up that I have over everyone else. And the rapping kind of snuck into what we were doing when I was part of the Shook crew. We made a music video, and our first music video got 30,000, 40,000 views on YouTube. And we go, okay, well, there's something here. And that kind of developed into Platinum Max and being able to show off what I can actually do. So I'm not really ashamed of it at this point. I'm not hiding it. I would love to get more respect as a hip hop artist. But, I cater to wrestling fans right now. And they've been a real nice fan base for me.
In terms of the wrestling, obviously in AEW, you got paired up with Anthony Bowens, became the Acclaimed. How well did you know Anthony before AEW, and how was it developing that chemistry as a team?
So before AEW, I knew Anthony just casually. He's an acquaintance. He was a wrestler in New Jersey. I'm a wrestler on Long Island. And we would cross paths every so often. We share a trainer, Pat Buck. But we were never really friends, never hung out. Now, I think we only had maybe one match against each other. And there's a clip. This is from like 2019 where he's in the ring. I'm kicking him, and I have a microphone in my hand. And I'm like, you guys want to hear me freestyle? And I'm kicking him in the face. So, that's about as well as I knew him. And then our paths kind of crossed here at AEW, where we were both fielding offers from AEW and other places. And Tony Khan had the idea to put us together in the Acclaimed. And that was the whole direction that we were given. So then that turned into, okay, well, what do we have? It's like, well, I'm a rapper. Well, we have to keep doing that and include Anthony in on the presentation. So to his credit, he figured out a way to do it as a guy who can't rap, who doesn't make music at all, who is admittedly has no rhythm. So we figured it out. We have a lot of chemistry now, and I think that's a testament to us just being good wrestlers and great entertainers.
You talked about, how it was Tony's idea to put y'all together. What's it like, working with Tony Khan? What's kind of that creative process like for you? Are you sending him ideas? Is it him giving you ideas, or is it really a collaborative effort?
It's always what you make it when you work somewhere. It doesn't matter anywhere. So if you have ideas, if you're innovative, if you have things to elevate yourself, then what's stopping your boss or your company from really doing that? So the process is, from the start, Tony was like, oh, you're a rapper, keep rapping. I go, okay, great. And then we did the first one, and I got a little bit of feedback from Cody Rhodes, and he said, be edgy. And I said, okay, great, I'll do that. And so that's really been my only direction for my whole entire career. Just rap and be edgy. And that's what we've done. And I think it's paid off, because the Acclaimed is obviously the most popular tag team in AEW, the most popular homegrown team for sure. And, whenever me and Anthony come out, that siren hits on our music, the fans tell you right away how popular we are. So I think that's a testament to Tony and the company allowing the wrestlers, allowing us to use our judgment and our talents to our own benefit, which will eventually benefit the company, which it has. People love us. They're buying our shirts. They want to see us. We just sold out our meet and greet last week before Dynamite. So, things are on the right track for the Acclaimed.
Right. You mentioned, being the homegrown star. Is that something, you take pride in? Is that, the Acclaimed, fans have watched the Acclaimed become a great team completely in AEW?
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in being an AEW original. Like, there's not a lot of guys who can say that anymore. So many guys have come over from other places, and we love to have them. That brings more visibility to our group. But, being an AEW guy through and through, that's huge for us. So, me and Anthony just, we got lucky with a great situation, a great fan base that wanted something new, and we gave it to them.
Well, I think my favorite thing that you created, was for the Sting and Darby storyline and the goth phase vignette and song. Is that something you're really interested in doing, like kind of those kind of vignettes and more things like that?
Making music videos is the best part of what we do as the Acclaim. Not only are we unsupervised doing things that we want, we're doing things independently. The company doesn't pay for those videos. We do it. The company doesn't write those songs. We do it. They don't make the beats. I do it. So we present it to them. We whittle it down to the best 90 seconds. And then we whittle it down to the best 90 seconds, and then it goes on TV, and then people see what we actually do, see what we're actually about. It's not just the same presentation every single week. The entrance is great. It's the best entrance in wrestling, but let's give them more. And so for that particular video, we knew the match was coming up. It was just a matter of us going out and doing the work. And I think there's a lot of times where, we don't know who we're wrestling. We don't know what show we're going to be on. But this time we knew. We were picking a fight with Darby. We were picking a fight with Sting. We had gotten them to agree to this match. And then, you say, okay, 2 weeks. Then we go, great, 2 weeks, perfect. Let's write a song. Let's do a full video. Let's edit it, put it together. Let's get it approved by you, the company, and the network. And that turned into our biggest hit for sure. We did a ton of songs during the pandemic. We had a lot of time to kill, but that one turned out to be huge. There were signs in the crowd for it. People were singing along with it. When I do it at my concerts, people love it. So Goth Phase, huge song for us, huge moment. And I don't think Sting and Darby can ever live that down.
Yeah, well, I think one of the things that impresses me about the Acclaim the most is I think y'all make the most of your TV time. It's such a crowded roster, and there's so much competition for TV time. And I think every time y'all are on TV, you make an impact. Is that something you're mindful of that you're cherishing those opportunities and making sure you make an impact.
Yeah, well, you have to realize that TV time is currency, essentially, for wrestlers. Money, fame, whatever else comes with it, that's fine. But TV time is really where you're making your money. You're getting your fame, and there's so many guys on the roster, so many huge stars. Guys come in all the time. And so whenever we have a sliver of TV time, we do make the most of it. We think about it. When I wrestled CM Punk or Samoa Joe, or when Anthony wrestles Bryan Danielson or John Moxley, we're tag team specialists. We're at a disadvantage going into those matches. So, it's a tough situation. And, aside from the fight, we know we have to hit these guys on a personal level. So that's really what it is. It's hitting them on the personal level, getting the fans to go, oh, wow, I can't believe he said that. And they remember that more than the match a lot of the times. They'll remember that a lot more than guys, diving off the top rope and hurting themselves and, crazy acrobatics. I love all those guys. But hey, me and Anthony could do that too when it's time to do it. But you know what? They're going to remember the rap. And that's, that's the test of being a smart wrestler, is like, well, what can we do without hurting ourselves? But we're just hurting you. And that's what we got. We're just going to kill them on a personal level.
Right. Now, when you first showed up on AEW TV, I think everybody's just, those John Cena comparisons just emerge, obviously. But I think what's been cool is you've made it your own, and you've also gotten praise from him about making it your own. What did that mean to you to kind of get that reaction from him, and and have him kind of see you as doing something that was unique and not biting something that he was doing?
Yeah, the John Cena stuff, it bothered me at first, I'll be honest. It's tough to do something new in wrestling, right? Everything's been done. Even in movies. I just read something that in movies and TV, there's only 36 possible plots. In all of movies and all of media, booked, 36 total. So there's more than 36 movies. There's way more than 36 wrestlers. There was going to be another rapper eventually. So it bothered me at first, but then I realized, well, you're comparing me to arguably the greatest wrestler of all time, definitely the biggest drawing wrestler of the modern era, or at least the era we're in now. So it's not a bad thing. And to have John reach out to me and say the things he said publicly about me, I mean, that meant a lot. I saw those comments right before I wrestled CM Punk, and I had a little moment with myself, and I'm just like, damn, this is a crazy life, And for all the people who are hating or they didn't believe at first, I guarantee you they're Acclaimed fans now. We hear that so much at our meet and greets, at indie shows when I do those. People say, when you guys first started, I didn't like you, didn't get it, didn't believe in you, but now we're their favorite tag team. Now they come over, they want to scissor us, right? I scissor so many people when I do shows. Kids come up to me, they go, Mark, scissor me. Like, the things are working. And so that just goes to show you that things take time in wrestling, and you have to get used to them. I get it. I was a fan too once. You hate things when they're new, but the good ones stick around, and me and Anthony, we're great ones. So we're still here.
Awesome. Now, in terms of your music, we got, the Project Critically Acclaimed Volume 1. And so I'm just wondering, what's kind of your, plans as a rapper? Do you want to release more projects more regularly? Is it something, you mentioned you were doing concerts? What's kind of your, that balancing act of your wrestling career and your rap career?
So the double-edged sword with me being my own engineer, producer, mixer, promoter, is that there's a lot of work. So I'm constantly making music, constantly writing music, but I'd like to say that I should be but I should be recording music a lot more than I am. Um, the weeks are tough, travel is tough. I do a lot of outside shows, trying to meet the people. So I will be recording more stuff. Thank you for mentioning Critically Acclaimed Volume 1. I'm sure Critically Acclaimed Volume 2 is coming right now, or very soon. I have been writing a lot of songs, doing a lot of beats for that follow-up CD or that follow-up album. You don't buy CDs, right? No one does. But it is in the works. I do have a concert coming up in Las Vegas for Double or Nothing weekend, where I plan to do a lot of new songs, and hopefully people like them. And, but I'll tell them what to like. That's fine. They're there already. They bought the ticket. They'll like the song. But yeah, I think on the next one, it's going to be a lot more of my personal journey as a wrestler. The last album we did was a lot of the diss tracks we did for matches we were having on TV, and those were all great. But now we don't have that many diss tracks coming out, because we don't know what we're doing week to week. So, I have a lot of time to write about and a lot of tracks to fill. So if I have 15 tracks and maybe only one of them is a diss track that we've done for TV, well, I'm going to start to talk about my life and what it's like to be a professional wrestler. So that's what it's going to be about. I don't have a release date. I'm hoping for the summer this year, so people have something to ride out to. But best believe it is on its way.
Yeah, you mentioned how, that first one was the diss tracks, and it's like, that's, as wrestling fans, that's what we come to know you about. But I think what really stood out to me was on that Who We Are compilation, you got to do the Mixed Messages song. And to me, that showed a whole other side of you. And like what you're saying about that we'll get to hear more personal records. Was that particularly meaningful for you to like do that song, not only that song and release it, but have it be part of that compilation?
Yeah, I really, the song Mixed Messages was written from a place of frustration, a place of anger. I don't expect a lot of people to understand it. Really, only mixed people would understand it fully. I have a friend who told me she listened to it, she cried because it meant that much to her. And I felt like, the company asking me to do a song for a Black History Month record was a little out of place, because, I'm not just one thing, and I don't ever want to be pigeonholed as one thing. That's why I was hesitant to be a rapper early in my career. I didn't want to be pigeonholed. I want to be respected for the wrestling as well. So, I try not to put labels on myself, but, I wanted to talk about what I feel like I actually am, which is mixed race. So, I implore everyone to go listen to that song. I'm not going to try to explain what it means. Not everyone will understand on a personal level, but I think the music is great and the rhymes are pretty great. And so check it out. I'm sure you'll like it.
Well, we talked a lot about, obviously, your rapping, but I'm wondering, as a fan, who kind of inspired you? Who were some of the artists that, that made you want to rap?
This is such a good question. I have so many from my childhood. So like middle school, high school, I was listening to a lot of Cameron, a lot of Joel Santana, The Lox. And then it moved into like the indie rap space where I'm listening to Atmosphere, Murs, who's a fan of the Acclaimed now, Aesop Rock, guys like that. Now I've been into JPEG Mafia, one of the newer guys. Evidence from Dilated Peoples. I've been listening to a lot of his solo stuff and writing to a lot of his beats lately. But you know, it's a good mix, and I do realize that, you know, as someone who has to make rap music for people who aren't necessarily rap fans, they're wrestling fans, I have to diversify what I do. And so I do listen to a little bit of everything. I check out the radio. I check out, you know, what kind of trends can I take and put it into a rap song that I would do against one of the other wrestlers. I'm a little all over the place with my influences, but I think we all are these days with, you know, the internet. We all stole music. We all stream music now. And, you know, we have everything at our disposal. So I'm listening to a lot of stuff.
Nice. I like that Evidence mentioned, because the Weatherman LP is one of my favorite solo LPs he did.
Beautiful. Yeah, there's a song on there with Slug called Line of Scrimmage, which Slug, my favorite rapper of all time is Slug from Atmosphere.
Oh,
and
nice.
and that verse he did, I'm sitting there as, you know, a high school kid, like trying to figure out, oh, what is he talking about here? And I'm rewinding it. And I still don't know. So if he ever sees this, please call me, message me, tell me about that verse, because I have so many questions.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Slug's your favorite rapper, so I gotta ask. I mean, do you have a favorite Atmosphere album? Is there one that you love?
Yes, Seven's Travels is my favorite. Probably because it's the first one I bought, but it's got my favorite song ever on it, which is Always Coming Back Home to You. Another one from Atmosphere that I've dissected over and over, which is, I know he described it as like a writing exercise, but it's a story in reverse in my interpretation. It's a story in reverse. So it's really interesting to listen to that. And then the emotion behind it and the instrumental. But that whole album, I mean, Trying to Find a Balance was in one of the Tony Hawk games, so I know a lot of people know that song. But that whole CD is just so versatile, so diverse. Yeah, I love it. Love it.
Nice. All right. Well, Max, I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me. Just to kind of wrap up, is there anything, kind of some goals for the rest of 2022? I know the Acclaim's probably gunning for those tag team titles, but is there anything you want to accomplish by the end of this year?
The tag team titles is the #1 goal. Anthony and I are the best tag team in wrestling. We're the most popular tag team, the most handsome tag team as well. But that notwithstanding, the tag team championships, I think it's about time the Acclaim got a little bit more respect. The next time we get a shot at those belts, we are going to win them, and everybody's going to be super happy because everyone loves the Acclaim.
All right. Well, Max, thanks again for taking the time. It was great talking to you.
No, thank you very much.